I swear, nothing drains your energy faster at work than being surrounded by people who are just lazy. I mean, you show up, do what you're supposed to do, maybe even go a little above and beyond, and somehow you're still the one standing there picking up all the slack for everyone else. I mean, it's exhausting. It starts to make you wonder, like, why even bother trying so hard in the first place? Like, I really don't like lazy coworkers. I mean, I get nobody wants to break their back for a job. Work your pay grade and all that. But man, there are just some lazy people out there. Sometimes it feels like the only reward for doing hard work is more work. So I work at Walmart, and if you know, you know. And you're all probably thinking, bro, it's Walmart. What'd you expect? I mean, I'm not asking for the best and the greatest, but there's gotta be a line, right? Like, I'm not one of those people who expects everyone to go above and beyond at work or work hard just because I am, especially since we're barely making above minimum wage. But you at least gotta pull your own weight. That way we're not getting behind or just swamped with orders. But anyways, I work in a deli, and honestly, it's super easy. I've worked Cap 2, unloading, dairy, produce, mornings, nights, pretty much everywhere except front end, automotive, OGP, and overnights. And the deli is probably the easiest job in the store. I mean, you just sit there and make fried chicken all day, basically. And there's people who still can't handle doing that. I mean, at this point, I've come to realize that I just need to clock in, do my job, clock out, and go home. I don't know. Is that messed up? Does that make me the bad person? I don't want to feel like I'm doing everyone's job, you know? Like, we all get paid to do the same work. And if they're not working hard, I mean, why should I? I mean, I know why I do it, but at the same time, I, I don't know. I don't feel like, pulling everyone's weight or just doing everything, you know? Yeah, I work here part time just to get me through college and pay off some of my student loans. Now, personally, I like to work hard. My dad was in the military and he hammered that into my brain at a young age. When I was in high school, my dad encouraged me to join the ROTC program because he thought they'll teach me hard work and discipline. And for the most part, that's pretty true. There's one lesson that always stuck with me, and that's being able to just take the initiative and being proactive. My instructor in the program was this old Marine, and I remember vividly him telling all of us the lessons you learn and the skills in this program will set you apart from the rest of your peers. When you graduate and get a job in the real world, you'll realize how many people are just lazy and won't put in the effort. Some of these people have no drive and they won't take the initiative in their lives. I want to give you the tools so you can make the best choices in your life. That was always this big speech we always say at the beginning of the year to incoming freshmen. And at the time, I just assumed that he was just trying to sell us on the program and get us pumped up. But nah, some people are really just that lazy. And by lazy, I'm not talking about people who are depressed or have mental issues, or just people who are tired from, other stuff in their lives. I mean people who are just unmotivated and unwilling to put in the work. Not because they can't, but because they simply don't want to when they need to. And at my job, this isn't everyone, but it's just enough. Just a few people who just really get on my nerves. I was trying to work hard because that's what I was raised to do. And also, I feel like it makes the work go by a little faster, or at least a little smoother. How I see it, if you stay on top of things and take some initiative when needed, everything doesn't just pile up over time. Like I work in a deli. For the most part, we mainly have to do is cook the food, package grab and goes, load chickens in and out of the ovens, and occasionally help the customers. And everything we cook has a time limit, and has to be cooked and replaced every 2 to 4 hours, depending on what it is. The thing is, if a bunch of things go bad around the same time, or there's no grab and goes to put out, you end up having to cook like 1,000 things all at once. And once that happens, it just gets hectic. For one, there's only so many spots in the fryer, so you can only cook so many things at once anyway. Plus, even if you cook everything all at once, you still have to prep or package all the stuff before you can put it out. So all that stuff ends up on the prepping table. And the more stuff on the prepping table, the harder it is to do the work or get back and forth because everyone's just standing right there in the middle. And God forbid one of these fryers has to be filtered after cooking all that food. Because at that point, you only cook half as much food, which means it takes longer to cook stuff. Not to mention, after so many times you filter, you have to change out the paper, or else the whole thing will just get clogged up and won't filter right. Filtering in itself already takes like, I don't know, 2, 3 minutes. Changing the paper adds that to maybe like 5 or 10. In which, if you're busy, things just get more and more backed up. Knowing all of that, what I try and do is check all the times and stuff and see when it expires. Or see if we're out of stuff on the island and preemptively drop whatever we need. Like, if something's going to expire in 30 minutes and it takes 15 minutes to cook, then I'll grab it and drop it in one of the fryers. Or at least put it on the side so we can drop it when the fryer's open. Like, this isn't out of the ordinary or doing anything extra. This is just seeing what we need and making it so we're not getting yelled at by the customers. Or even worse, a team lead or a coach. But for whatever reason, certain coworkers just like to stand there. Oh, we're at barbecue chicken. What are we gonna do? Looks like all the chickens are done. Who's gonna take them out? Not me though, because, well, reasons. But if anybody else wants to, that's cool. We need this, we need that. But people will just stand around and wait for someone else to do it. And it's not everyone I work with. I want to make that clear. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm just hyping myself up while putting everyone else down. I do have a bunch of solid coworkers. But if you're complaining about something not getting done, and you're just standing there waiting for someone else to do it, you can miss me with that BS. And I could be doing three different things: dropping food in the fryers, packing popcorn chicken, and temping the mac and cheese. And someone will just walk up and say, "Hey, Kale, can you get the chickens out of the ovens?" Bro, do you not see me doing all this other stuff? Instead of just standing around, can you get the chickens out of the ovens and just get out of my face? Because I feel like we get into a habit of doing a bunch of things at your job. Your coworkers start to realize that and get comfortable. You know, why would I do that if so and so can do it? How I see it, going above and beyond at your job, or at least at Walmart, just sets you up for being chewed up and spit out. Even if you quit, there will have three more people in your spot tomorrow. Assuming they actually hire people. You know, I used to think it was cool that I could do the work of three people. But over time, I've just realized that doing all this extra work just tells them they don't have to hire anyone else. They can just let me do it. And as far as lazy coworkers go, I just started doing my own thing. All that little stuff we end up doing at the end of the night, or stuff we skip because no one else does it, and we get yelled at it at our next shift. No small stuff like organizing the freezer or running expired meat to the meat room, running trash or doing cold chills. Just just something else. Like, I don't mind working, but I'm not gonna do everything for everyone else when there's other people working with me. And technically, this stuff is supposed to get done, so it's not like I'm breaking the rules or anything. I'd rather do something that's productive, but also not feeling like I'm just getting worked like a mule. And I'll still cook and do stuff like that. Like, I'm not just gonna disappear for the whole shift. Like, I'll cook, I'll prep, but I'm not gonna break my back while some of y'all just stand around and talk. Like I said, it's not every coworker who does this. It's just a handful that make me wonder, how are you still employed? Like, I'm not gonna start stressing over this job doing the work of two people. I don't know, does that make me a bad person? Bad coworker? Because stuff has to get done, but at the same time, like, I'm not gonna overwork myself because other people are lazy. Like, I don't think that makes me lazy. As long as I'm still being productive and doing stuff, like, I'm not just standing around talking. I don't know, but what do you guys think? How do you guys deal with lazy coworkers? Let me know in the comments down below. Feel free to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, night, whenever you find this. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.